My name is Emma. I never thought my life would turn this way. Michael, a rich and handsome man, fell in love with me. He asked me to marry him, but he whispered, "No one can know, not even my family." I was shocked, but my heart said yes. One night, in a quiet church with only one old priest, we married. My hands trembled as he put the ring on me. No photos, no guests, just silence and our secret vows. After the wedding, Michael drove me to a house outside the city. "You must stay here," he said. The place was huge but lonely, filled with dust and shadows. A maid, silent and pale, brought food without speaking a word. At night, Michael stayed with me, but in the morning, he always left before sunrise. Once I asked, "Why can't I see your family?" He only touched my lips and said, "Trust me." My heart felt heavy, but love kept me quiet. One day I saw a locked room in the house. The maid quickly shut the door, shaking her head. I asked her what was inside, but she just looked down. That night, when Michael returned, I asked about the room. He became angry and said, "Never ask again." His voice was sharp, something I had never heard before. I cried softly in bed, and he held me, whispering sorry. But my fear grew with his every secret. One afternoon, a letter arrived. It had no name on it. The maid gave it to me nervously. I opened it fast. The words made me shake. "You are not safe. Leave before it's too late." My heart pounded. Who sent it? Why? That night, I hid the letter under my pillow. Michael came home late. I looked at his face, but I could not ask. He smiled at me as if nothing was wrong. My heart broke with silence. The next morning, I looked out the window and saw a man standing by the gate. He wore a hat and kept staring at the house. When I blinked, he was gone. Later, I told the maid, but she just whispered, "Don't speak of him." My hands turned cold. That night, Michael held my hand tighter than ever. He said, "Emma, remember, I married you because I love you, but the world cannot know." His words felt more like a warning than love. Days passed. I missed my sister, Sophia. I wanted to call her, but Michael had taken my phone away, saying, "It's safer." One night, I secretly wrote a letter to Sophia and gave it to the maid. "Please send this," I begged. She looked scared but nodded. Weeks later, Sophia appeared outside the house, knocking hard at the door. I ran to her, crying, but Michael suddenly pulled me back. "She cannot stay," he shouted. My heart almost stopped. Michael pushed Sophia out. She screamed, "Emma, what is happening? You're not safe here." I begged Michael to let me talk to her, but he locked the door. That night he sat silently, smoking. I had never seen him smoke before. The air was heavy with secrets. Finally he said, "If you love me, you will forget the world. You are mine alone." His eyes were dark, almost frightening. My love turned into fear, but I was trapped. The next day, while Michael was away, I sneaked into the locked room. My heart raced as I found the key hidden under a vase. Inside the room, I saw boxes full of photographs, letters, and women's clothes. My legs shook. In one photo, Michael stood with another woman in a wedding dress. My breath stopped. Who was she? Was he already married before me? I dropped the photo, and the maid rushed in, whispering, "Leave before he finds out." That night, Michael noticed my pale face. He asked what happened, but I shook my head. Later, while he slept, I heard him talking in his dream. He whispered, "Forgive me, Maria." The name stabbed my heart. Maria? The woman in the photo? Tears ran down my cheeks. I lay awake until morning, staring at his face, wondering who he truly was. My love felt like a cage now. A week later, Michael told me he was taking me to meet someone. My heart raced with hope. Maybe I'd finally meet his family. But instead, he drove me to a small, hidden cottage. Inside, an old woman sat in a chair. "This is my mother, Mrs. Green," Michael said coldly. Her eyes scanned me. She smiled, but her smile was sharp like a knife. She whispered, "So you're the secret girl." My skin crawled. Mrs. Green leaned close and whispered in my ear, "You should run while you can. My son keeps too many secrets." My hands shook, but Michael returned with tea, smiling as if nothing happened. On the way home, I asked him, "Why did your mother call me a secret girl?" He gripped the wheel hard and said, "Don't believe everything you hear." My chest burned with questions, but his silence was louder than answers. One stormy night, I woke up to footsteps. I thought it was Michael, but he was not home. I followed the sound and found the maid crying in the kitchen. "I can't do this anymore," she whispered. When I asked what she meant, she just shook her head. Suddenly, we both heard the door open. Michael walked in, his coat wet from rain. His eyes were sharp, and he asked, "What are you two talking about?" My body froze. The next morning, Michael left early. I checked the locked room again. This time, I found letters signed Maria. They spoke of love, promises, and pain. In the last letter, Maria wrote, "If anything happens to me, it will be Michael." My whole body went cold. Was Maria dead? Did Michael hide me the same way he hid her? Fear filled my blood, but I could not escape. The gate was always locked, and Michael had all the keys. That night, I tried to act normal, but Michael watched me closely. At dinner, he said, "Emma, you belong only to me. Don't think of the past. Don't think of Maria." My spoon dropped. He knew I found out. His smile was cold, his voice calm, but it felt like a threat. I barely ate. When he held my hand, I wanted to scream, but I forced a smile, hiding my fear inside. The next day, David, Michael's old friend, visited. He shook my hand and whispered softly, "You don't know the whole truth." Michael glared at him, and the room turned tense. Later, when Michael left to make a call, David pressed a small note into my hand. It read, "Maria tried to run. Be careful." My head spun. My heart screamed to escape, but my body was weak. That night, I packed a small bag, planning to run. I waited until Michael slept, but as I reached the door, it creaked. His voice came from the dark. "Where are you going, Emma?" My knees shook. He stepped forward, eyes burning. I stammered, I just needed air." He stared at me, then slowly smiled. "Remember, you are my wife. The world does not deserve you." His smile was scarier than anger. The following days felt like prison. Michael never left me alone. Even the maid looked trapped. One evening, I saw her slip a small paper under my pillow. It said, "I will help you escape. Tonight." My heart pounded. At midnight, she led me to the back gate. She gave me a key, her hands trembling. Suddenly, headlights flashed. Michael's car stopped right in front of us. My soul almost left my body. Michael stepped out slowly. Rain poured as he shouted, "Emma, you can't leave me." The maid fell to her knees, begging, "Please, let her go." But Michael grabbed my arm tight. "You are my wife. Without me, you are nothing." I screamed, pulling away, but his grip was iron. Suddenly, David's car appeared behind him. David jumped out and yelled, "Run, Emma!" My heart raced with one last chance. I broke free and ran toward David's car. Michael chased me, his face twisted with rage. My legs burned, but I didn't stop. David pulled me inside and slammed the door. Michael pounded on the window, shouting, "You'll regret this." David drove fast into the night. My tears mixed with rain on the glass. My body shook, but for the first time, I felt hope. Now, I live far away with my sister Sophia. I often wake up from nightmares hearing Michael's voice in the dark. I don't know what happened to Maria or what secrets Michael still hides, but one thing I know, love should not be a prison. Michael married me in secret, but he could not keep me hidden forever. My scars remain, but I am free.